Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
These are hers and his. Three's Company too.
Three's Company is one of those shows that feels instantly familiar. The characters, the misunderstandings, the rhythm. It all feels like something you've always known. And that's exactly why most people never question it. Because when something lives in memory for this long, the details don't disappear, they get simplified. The rough edges fade, and what's left is a version that feels complete, but isn't. So today, we're counting down 15 facts about Three's Company that you thought you knew, but probably never heard explained this way. Starting off with fact number 15. On screen, the chemistry felt effortless. Off screen, it was anything but. According to numerous media sources, after Suzanne Summers' contract dispute, she and Joyce DeWitt didn't speak to each other for over 30 years, finally reconnecting decades after the show ended. Fact number 14. It's easy to think John Ritter was always the obvious choice for Jack Tripper, but Billy Crystal auditioned for the role, and Barry Van Dyke was also seriously considered before Ritter was cast. Fact number 13. Success behind the scenes often leads to conflict. According to numerous media sources, at the height of the show, Suzanne Summers demanded $150,000 per episode, matching John Ritter's salary. When the network refused, her role was drastically reduced. She continued appearing only in brief scenes until she was eventually written out entirely. Fact number 12. Three's Company looks like a show that came together easily, but before it ever aired, ABC rejected it multiple times. In fact, 3 completely different pilot versions were filmed before the network finally approved the one that made it to television. Fact number 11. Sitcoms feel polished, like everything happens in a single clean take, but episodes were typically filmed twice back-to-back in front of 2 completely different live audiences. The final version was stitched together using the strongest reactions from both. Fact number 10. The core trio feels stable when you remember the show, but in reality, the female roommate role kept changing. First Suzanne Summers as Chrissy, then Jenny Lee Harrison as Cindy, and later Priscilla Barnes as Terry, constantly reshaping the show's dynamic. Fact number 9. Casting decisions usually feel deliberate, but this one came down to pure chance. ABC executive Fred Silverman was fast-forwarding through footage when Suzanne Summers suddenly caught his attention, and by the very next morning, she had the role of Chrissy Snow. Fact number 8. Not every show reaches its peak during its original run. In the case of Three's Company, its popularity grew even more through syndication, where reruns introduced it to an entirely new audience. Fact number 7. Most actors get time to settle into a role, but Suzanne Summers didn't. She was hired just one day before filming began, stepping into a lead role with almost no preparation. Fact number 6. Three's Company is remembered as a simple sitcom about roommates, but the entire premise depended on one specific rule. Jack Tripper had to pretend to be gay just to be allowed to live with 2 women under 1970s housing standards. Fact number 5. Some characters feel like they were always meant to be there, but Don Knotts, who played Ralph Furley, joined the show without even auditioning. He was cast purely on reputation. Fact number 4. The show feels like a classic American sitcom, but it wasn't originally American at all. Three's Company was adapted from the British series Man About the House, with its entire premise reworked for US television. Fact number 3. If you've ever watched the opening credits closely, you might have noticed something unusual. The toddler who wanders into frame during Joyce DeWitt's credit sequence is actually Jason Ritter, John Ritter's real-life son, making his very first on-screen appearance years before becoming an actor himself. Fact number 2. Some supporting characters feel essential in hindsight, but Larry Dallas, played by Richard Klein, was originally written as a one-time guest character before becoming a regular. And finally, fact number 1. Some characters don't just leave a show, they get written out, spun off, and quietly forgotten. The original landlords, the Ropers, were removed from Three's Company and given their own spin-off series, which was quickly canceled, ending their story far more abruptly than fans remember. We'll be bringing more facts in part 2, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that and all the nostalgia that we share.